all of that. I think we started 5-0 to start the season, and then we went 4-4 to conclude non-conference. So that put us at 9-4. I think we lost our first 2 SEC games, 0-2. And then the next 6 games in conference play, we went 4-2. Those 2 losses being at the buzzer versus Arkansas and losing by 3 at home to Ole Miss. So the first 8 games of conference play, we went 4-4. So for easy math, we went 4-4 in December, which is technically not true, Dad. And then we went 4-4 in January, which is technically not true, just for easy math. So you guys know that we play the plus-minus game. If you win at home, it's a 0. You probably should. If you lose at home, it's a -1. If you lose on the road, it's a 0. Stereotypically, you should. If you win on the road, it's a +1. So coming into tonight's game, 5-0 to start, 4-4 to conclude non-conference, 4-4 through 8 in conference play, and in conference only, our score was -1. So to conclude the first half of conference play, we're back to 0. We're 5-4, which is the first time we have been, quote, above 500, even though we don't score it like that. And if you're talking about the entire season, we're 6 games above 500 for the first time in the season. And we've played 8 quad 1 games. I would anticipate this is a quad 3 game. But to your point, forget all of that math. In many respects, their team was different.
Yeah.
I want to be respectful to that.
Yeah.
But in many respects, that was a good game for us statistically in a lot of ways. So thankful that we have won both games, the last 2 games in a row. And huge game coming Saturday.
I know we don't talk a lot about individuals, but hard to quantify all that Anderson Garcia does for this team.
I don't know that you can. And you guys have heard me say it a lot. 550-ish games that I've coached, 17 years as a head coach. I've never seen someone that has the impact on the game that he does that doesn't have to have the ball and or doesn't have to score. And what he does changes the entire game because it allows us to stay in control in many respects relative to possessions, relative to the things that are most important to this team and this personnel. We finished the game offensive rebounding percentage at 48 and 82 defensive rebound percentage. And there were a lot of guys that did good. I thought Jace
was just tough.
Man, he plays so hard.
Yeah.
I think collectively we play hard, but Andy just has an innate sense. As I said a month or so ago, he's Dennis Rodman when that ball's in flight, and you don't think that he is. He doesn't look like that he's that, but
Buzz, he met the
Goodness
7-footer
gracious.
Jordan Butler, never got to the rim on one block. He's got another block on the other end. He dives on the floor, saves it, rolls it to Solo, who hits boots for the three. I was telling John, he's hard to match if you're the other team. He's just so unique.
Yeah, and I think he has the physicality to play against anyone, yet he has the speed and quickness to play ball screens and anything else the way that we want. And we've done some unique things the last two games with Andy specifically that I think may gain some traction as we head into the second half. Our guys have picked up on it, in truth, a lot faster than I thought that they would. I thought it was the difference in the game, as I mentioned to you guys, against Florida. And we had some of that carry over tonight. And I think it makes Andy even more effective to some of the things that we're talking about. But if you get more rebounds than you do points, you're doing something.
You know what's interesting, Buzz?
You get twice as many rebounds as points.
No, yeah, that's even more important.
And when half of your points come from the free throw line, it's like
that's a statement.
Goodness gracious, man.
How about this though, Buzz? Because they put so much pressure on because the floor is spread and they can put it on the floor and they spot up on the outside. But the communication that we saw in the fourth, the latter stages of the game, and Anderson and those guys, peripheral vision. People got to talk because the guy behind you is going to tell you where he's going or where you should go. But they are hard to cover like that, and you can see the connectedness was just really, really special.
I thought Devin and V were ahead of me, and we took a little bit of what our plan was against Florida and molded it specifically to what you're talking about, and I thought it was a critical decision. I asked our kids on Monday, what do you guys think strategically the decision was that helped us win? And they mentioned what I'm talking about. And I said, okay, so now we're gonna hold on to that, and this is how it's gonna translate to Missouri. And now let's watch some clips of what you're talking about, of their go-to plays against us, similar to what you and I talked about in pregame, relative to the 5-out. Now, this new element with Andy, remember Florida? Yeah. Okay, well, it won't apply the exact same way. So this is the translation to Missouri's 5-out. And to your point, on that weak side of what we're doing, the communication is critical. And in that run that they had the first 8 minutes of the second half, they were taking advantage of that, and we were not communicating and or playing exactly to how we needed to. And then the last 12 minutes we did much better. In the first half, we did it near perfect.
That final 4 minutes.
Near perfect. Yeah, so we wanted to win the middle 8 without me calling a timeout. I think it was 10-2 in the first half of the middle 8. It was not good. Bubba said we only had one stop total in the first ATO. So I don't know that we even won it. But we were trying to get 20 offensive rebounds, 20 free throw makes. We were trying to get 9 turkeys, which is what we got the last time. We ended up with 7. Yes.
I know one of the point of emphasis that you made in practice was to make sure you got quality possession after inbounding. We didn't necessarily score, but you did. But you did at a critical time, a timeout and an inbounds.
The hook pass by Anderson.
Tyrese.
We played it right on that one. They have a unique out of bounds defensive strategy. We were really effective against them in the first game. They made an adaptation to that unique defense. We didn't handle it perfectly, and then we got to where, okay, we understood, and we made a change. And then sideline out of bounds, they play a different type of unique defense. We handled that fine. But your point, I think we only had 3 turnovers in the first half. So we had 4 in the second. And I think one of Andy's – actually, I think 2 of Andy's 3 turnovers were on their out-of-bounds defense. One in the first half, and
one right here.
I think it might have been 2.
Yeah.
It might have been 2.
So
right.
in honor of Wildens Levesque on the drums, Aggie snare win in
Yeah,
Missouri, right?
I hate that I missed that.
We'll see
you guys, yeah, they sent it to me. The kids were asking me as soon as they got on the bus, where was I? They know as soon as it's over, I'm ready to shoot around. Guys,
I got to go.
I just talked to Monaco. I just talked to whoever's doing TV. We've already prayed. Rock's already prayed. Let's go. I need to hurry up and get back. I got game day notes. I got game charts. I need to take a nap. And so they know. And you guys remember, well, y'all weren't there. Last year.
Tyrese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the air of the night.
In the air tonight.
That's one of my favorite moments of all time.
No, I'm telling you.
I'm sorry I missed him.
Well, hey,
and I didn't know I didn't know that Wildens could literally play
didn't
the
either.
drums.
I thought he was just going to goof
he
around.
Can play him.
He can play him.
Really play him. That wasn't he wasn't just banging on him.
We need to get him a drum set instead of like a. He's already graduated from college. We don't have to give him a jersey. Let's get him Can we instead of giving him a
personalized
when we have the last game, instead of like giving him the frame, just roll out a drum set.
Well, are you going to do anything special for him for hitting that little left-hand hook in the lane? Well, you saw practice
scored.
One time he scored.
That's the second basket he scored in SEC play. H scored 2, 1 on an offensive rebound there at the end, and then 1 on the drive. I'm glad H is back.
Yeah, great.
I thought Henry was back to being Henry before he got
hit again.
Yeah, it's not the same hit. Okay. So that I have a feeling we'll be okay with that. I thought Boots was.
Oh man.
He was still cooking.
Yeah.
And I thought 4 had a really, really good floor game. Like played with really good vibe, really good flow.
Congratulations, Buzz. Thank you so much for joining us.
Let's get out of here.
Let's
go home.
Get home. 79-60. Wells Fargo winning moments next. Aggie basketball from Learfield.